Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ian as a Weirdo. Today, I will be trying to form words with my mouth and put them in sentence form. I am going to be I'm going to try to finish my my Halloween colored braided braided headband. I think this is going to be so cute. I'm so excited. So I'm halfway done. I need 4 strips and I have 2. So I am using a brand new yarn bowl. It is an iridescent skull and it is honestly so cool. This is like my dream yarn bowl. It's plastic, which is totally fine by me. It doesn't have any holes drilled in it or anything like that. I don't really care about that, to be honest. If it holds the yarn in, then it does the job for me. But I know some yarn, like you need some resistance, so that's why it has a hole. If I wanted to drill some like holes in there, I would, but until then, I'm good with just keeping it as is. So I am using 2 colors of Caron Simply Soft. I'm using the color Pumpkin, appropriate, and the color Black. And it's a really simple pattern. I've mentioned before that it's from Little John's Yarns. And it's one of my favorite projects to do when I'm just killing time. This time I'm not just killing time. I'm also selling these headbands at the yard sale that I'm doing, and I want to make sure to have like a variety of colors. So this will be my last headband for the yard sale. Now that I'm in like the final week or so of yard sale prep, I want to make sure that I am starting to get things put together like I want. Oh shit, I should have bought sewing needles at Joanne. I can't find mine, which I know I've complained about here previously. So, yeah, I'm just trying to wrap up a bunch of projects and hopefully we'll make a little bit of money at the yard sale. The yarn slides over the edge nice and smooth. It's not too rigid or too like the press to open it wasn't too harsh, so it's not messing up my yarn. I could see some yarn this could potentially mess with, so I might file it down a little bit, use some sanding paper or sandpaper, and do that. But right now I don't feel the need to do that. So I feel like it's the perfect yarn bowl for me. And it was about $7 from Walmart. So it was a really great deal. And I've been looking for like a really good spooky yarn bowl. So we can just have it up like this so that you guys can see it. Oh, that's really close. So that you guys can see it. So I'm just putting half double crochet in each stitch. With this, you really only need to know chain, single crochet, and half double crochet. I guess you need to know double as well. But that can be easily alternated if you don't know how to do double crochet. I also want to make some tiny pumpkins. So I want to be able to have a bunch of different size and color pumpkins to sell. I think those will be really cute. So I want to make some of those and do that. So I think those will do well at the yard sale. So as much as I love crocheting in the silence, I will probably turn some music on so that I can have a little musical motivation. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to listen to today, though, if I'm being honest. For some reason, I don't know what to listen to. I don't know. What do I want to listen to today? I don't know. Probably your biscuits, because that's my favorite podcast. You said you were on. It's not. Hey! I'm not asleep. I'm just trying to get my phone to play some, to pair up with my Bluetooth headphones. Ugh, it's not working. Okay. Well, I tried. So I got this brand new yarn bowl. It's so awesome. It's so fun. And it's like iridescent skull, and it is pretty huge. I am really excited about it, and couldn't wait till tomorrow to show everyone. Yeah, I really love it. I think it's so cool. And it's plastic and it was really cheap. So if I want, I can drill holes on the side to create a feed through it. But right now, I feel like I don't need it. 2 pumpkins and a hat. Oh, you need to send me some pictures so I can post them up on the internet. Or you can just, if you want, you can come up on my live if you want. It's just us here. So, if you want to come up and show your work, I will give you the option to do so. I know it's late, so you don't have to if you don't want to. Well, my computer started making weird noises. I'm like, oh, please don't blow up. Ugh, my toe hurts. Ugh, maybe our toenail surgery. Annoying. Not that painful, but just annoying. Okay, when you get the last stitch, you want to do 2 and find the next stitch. And then we're going to work on the other side of our chain so that we have, so that our chain is in the middle. What was I doing? My tension was all over the place with this. It's bad. Like, I don't know if you guys can see, but like, it's like in the middle, and just like my tension just like skyrocketed. Oh, you know what? These look like single crochets. I bet I didn't do a half double crochet. Whoopsies. There she is. The wonderful shell. Hello. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, so cute.
There's one more, and it's a darker pumpkin color that doesn't have the glitter in it like this does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it's at, but I got some yarn from Daniel at Paw Ply Guys,
Oh, nice.
and I'll show you the yarn.
Oh, what colors are these?
This is purple and gray, and they're tweed.
Oh, I love that.
So
I love a tweed yarn.
here's the hat,
Oh, that's beautiful.
and I'll put it on so you can see it.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
I like it.
It's so easy.
The colors are
Some
beautiful. I was just admiring the colors. I'm
Oh, I
sorry if I
love the
didn't
colors.
if I
These are
didn't
the
reply
colors.
quickly. I just was admiring how cute it
Yeah.
was.
Well, those are the colors of my robotics team.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and what it is that you do the front post. What eventually turns out every other one as you increase.
Mm-hmm.
By the time you get to the bottom, it's every other row. Then it's 3 rows of half double, 4 rows of double with front post every other one,
Mm-hmm.
3 rows of half, the 4 rows of the double with the front post, 3 rows of half, and then 3 single crochet rows for the brim.
Nice.
And that's
Yeah,
it.
I was like, that looks like a front post double crochet to me.
Yeah, that's a front post double crochet.
Yeah.
That way you get your cable in it. I like it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you know what else I'm working on? A dishcloth.
Oh, that's cute.
Well, I've got a whole box of dishcloths that Gage is going to sell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I've always wondered with dishcloths, like, do they sell well? Because can't people, and I don't mean this as any disrespect towards you or anyone else who makes it. But like, can't people buy washcloths that are?
They can, and they're cheaper, but they don't last.
Mm-hmm.
They're not absorbent, and they're not thick.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you make your dishcloth right, I use the Suzette stitch, so it turns out pebbled,
Oh yeah, it looks great.
so it'll scrub without a scrubby, and they don't fade, they don't get holes in them, and they'll last for years. So yeah, you can actually go on Etsy, and some
Mm-hmm.
people are selling them like 3 for $20, and they're getting the money for it.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of people do like the old fashioned dishcloths.
Yeah, I bought some cotton for this for the 31 days, and
Mhm.
um I haven't used any because I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to make. But I think the
Right.
obvious answer is a dishcloth.
Right.
Um, so I was gonna try to do some like corner to corner shit, and I was like, I've never done corner to corner. I've never done a dishcloth. Let me just slow my roll, and you know,
Now, I have never done corner to corner, but the dishcloth is easy because it's the same, it's a very easy stitch. At least the one I use. I use a Suzette,
hmm
and it's just a single and a double in every other stitch until you get to the last stitch, and the last stitch is a single.
hmm
And the only difference between a Suzette and a Moss is that the last stitch is a single and a double. That's the only difference. So,
that's
just one
effectively
and
what I'm doing right now, with my hat for not my hat, my dog sweater that I'm making. It's a lot of single crochet, double crochet, skip a stitch,
uh
single
huh.
crochet, double crochet, you know. So it's a lot of
Right.
that.
Well, I recently made a blanket that wasn't hard at all, but it was a cluster stitch, and I had to sit there and think about it. I made it for a coworker.
hmm No, you didn't.
Yes, I
So,
did.
so what are the colors? So, is it like more red based or more brown
It's
based?
actually called Cupid. It's a Lion brand, three weight Mandela,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all pinks. It's not red,
Oh,
it's pink,
oh, wow.
and it's a bag a day, and it's just a cluster stitch all the way across.
That's
That's
beautiful.
all it is. But I really like it. Yeah, the girl I made it for is she really likes pink. It's her favorite color. But I'm going to make Gage a what you call it, a shawl for summer.
Mm-hmm.
Hi,
I get
Kibia.
that.
And I'm gonna make the Lost Souls shawl, which has a little skeleton
Ooh.
in it with this.
Oh, yes, that is it. That is
And
everything.
that's actually dark blue and black
Hey,
at the end.
Zach.
It's two different colors. So it's going to be beautiful. And this is from Hobie. And it's four strands of cotton.
Uh-huh.
You hold it together.
Uh-huh.
So it's going to be interesting.
Oh,
And
yeah.
there's Zach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was watching Zach's live earlier, and I tried to get back on to watch his live
Mm-hmm.
after I showered, and it was a little bit too late. Um, Single crochet is frustrating you. Keep trying, or take a break, let yourself refresh, and then come back and ace it.
Well, that's what I told Gage too, is just take your time. And Zach, I actually find single crochet harder than double crochet, especially if you're doing it in the round. I just find it harder.
I think working in the round is hard.
I
Like,
don't like to, in fact, when I did the single crochets here, I made sure I counted my stitches and then chained one, joined them and chained one instead of working in the round because I don't like to work in the round.
yeah. Speaking of your pumpkins that you made, which I think everyone would love to see, did you work those in the round or did you do a flat panel and then cinch it at the top and bottom?
It's a rectangular panel.
Mm-hmm.
You make it twice as wide as it is long. And you start out with a tail as long as from your fingertips to your arm. And you use that tail to cinch, you whip stitch the bottom
Mm-hmm.
and cinch it. And then you stuff the pumpkin and you go through the stuffing, whip stitch the top, and you're not going to get the top to close all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And but you whip stitch the top, cinch it as much as you can, and then you push the needle through to pull it together so that you get the pumpkin shape.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put a cinnamon stick in the top
Mm-hmm.
for the stem. But all it is that you do a row of double, and then you do a row of double in the back loop only, and you alternate, and that's what gives you the ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one
Yeah.
looks like an apple,
That's
but it's a
or bell
pumpkin.
pepper.
But yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I don't do anything in the round.
Yeah. I do a lot of stuff in the round. I've had a lot of trouble. I'm just bad at counting. I think that just
Hmm.
is established. And
I have to
um
count 3 or 4 times.
yeah, and I hate counting and I get different numbers every time and it's just
Hmm.
really infuriating. So but I'll get like the slips I accidentally get like the slip stitch counted as one of the stitches.
Hmm.
All kinds of stupid shit. So
Right. Now, one thing I do is I count the stitches as I put them in, and I'll put a
mhm.
stitch marker in every 10th stitch so
That's
that I
smart.
only have to count the stitch markers.
You skip a chain each time, right? It depends on the stitch, but generally no.
No, I do a single crochet in the top of each. Like if I did, like on this, in the
Mhm.
top of the double crochet, I did a single crochet, and I don't count the stitches like, like holding it like this and counting. I count on the top and pinch them together as I count them. I count the loops.
Yeah. Count the loops on top.
On Yeah, and that way I usually get it right. Not always, but usually.
Yeah. So one thing I found when I started crocheting into my chain is it was like, which chain is this? When they say like second loop from the end, which chain is that? And then you get like sometimes your chain, doesn't look like, two circles next to each other. It looks like two overlapping circles. So you're like,
Right.
do I have three circles there? And so just I find that if I like stretch out my chain a little bit, then I get rid of some of that confusion.
And Zach, no, you don't skip a chain each time when you single crochet. It depends on what pattern you're doing.
No
Don't be
apologizing here.
sorry. Don't be sorry at all because that's how you learn. But I find when if you use, say you're using a 5.5 millimeter hook for your project, when you do your chain, use a 6 millimeter because it's
Really?
going to make you be able to see your stitches better.
Mm.
So make your, especially if you're like me and you hold it tight and you're going to have a tight chain, make it one size up so that the chain is bigger.
That's a great suggestion.
And that's what I do. You can't thank me. Thank Tony at TL Yarn Crafts.
Oh, Tony is a legend.
Yeah, well, she's the one who taught me, or that's where I learned instead of chaining three and turning and counting that as your first double,
Yeah.
I chain one turn and immediately make a double crochet in that first stitch. And that way I get lines going up the sides.
Mm-hmm.
I don't do this like a lot of people do. It's
Mm-hmm.
straight up and down.
Oh, that's great. We're happy you're learning.
Yes. But that's
We
how I
all can
learn.
afford to learn. I
And Zach, that is somebody I suggest that you watch for tips. It's TL Yarn Crafts.
mm,
She has like 15 stitch or tips for crochet beginners, and they're really good.
I'm gonna type some channels in the chat.
Uh huh. But it's okay, Zach, because I'm trying to teach myself how to knit, and it's driving me nuts.
Oh, I love knitting.
Oh,
I'm
I would love
slow
to.
at it, but
I'm trying to learn. I can cast on really well.
I actually have videos on my channel on how
Yeah,
to knit.
actually, I watched your videos. That's how I learned to knit.
I'm sorry.
That's how I learned to start knitting.
Yeah. Okay, so I put TL Yarn Crafts, Little John's Yarns, and Bag a Day Crochet.
Yeah, because they're really all good.
Good instructors.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's a good start? Anyone I'm missing?
Um, Not really. Um, I think those three are like the best. I mean, there's a couple that are really good, but I can't stand to listen to. One of them because she talks to us like we're 5 years old,
mm.
and she's a great crocheter, and I use her patterns all the time, but I can't stand to listen to her.
You know what I love to do? And not just for people who I find annoying or whatever, but just in general, because I often like am in a room with Melanie and I don't have my headphones, and so I like
Mm.
I'll do closed captioning a
Yeah,
lot.
Gage does that.
And that, to me, you just like you get rid of the annoying voice, you get rid of like the kind of tone
Yeah.
that can be a little condescending or whatever. Look how cute this is gonna be. So I'm only halfway through the strips,
Uh huh.
but these are gonna be the braided headband
Oh, cool.
for,
Yeah,
and I'm so excited.
that's gonna be cool. Let's see what
And
child
then
is
I'm gonna make
messaging.
some pumpkins because I have not made any pumpkins, and I think those will sell at the craft fair that I'm having.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make some some more. You're welcome, Zach.
Yeah, of course, that.
So we're baseball game, and you guys might hear the baseball game. Okay, hear all
Okay.
parts of it. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because I don't want to get you hit with a copyright infringement. And my son writes, "Being a Mariners fan is suffering." It's 2-1 right now.
I wish I knew anything about any kind of sport, but I don't. Unless it's like at the Olympics and it's figure skating or gymnastics, I really don't know
Hmm.
anything about it.
Well, my earliest memories are sitting on my grandfather's lap, listening to the Cincinnati Reds on radio, and that was back in the time of the Big Red Machine when they went to the World Series twice. They won. They went to the World Series more than twice. They went a lot, and they won twice back to back. And so now I get to share it with my son.
Hmm.
And his favorite team is the Mariners. He loved Ken Griffey Jr., which he also played for the Reds. And then three of my favorite players from the Reds are now on the Mariners. So I like to watch the Mariners.
I want to say that I love you and I want to listen, but my eyes are glazing over as we speak.
Well, my thing is, I would never force anything like that on anybody because there are things that people just find they love, and I just can't stand them. And it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they're bad. I absolutely hate bingo. To me, bingo is boring. My twin sister played it like a maniac.
Yeah. I love bingo.
But there's
Uh,
nothing wrong with it. It's
yeah.
just not me.
Yeah. Everybody's got their thing. Zach says the Cincinnati Reds are his favorite team.
Yeah, well, I grew up 75 miles northeast of Cincinnati, Zach, so I love the Reds. Of course, when I was a kid, we said we loved the Reds and anybody that beat the Dodgers. But see, my children play D&D
Yeah.
all the time, so I get to learn a lot about D&D.
I've been trying to find people to play D&D with, but I just like it's so hard to get people's schedules aligned and you know.
Yeah, Gage plays Thursday night with a group, and then they play on Sunday online. But it's real hard to get people together, and I got to turn that light out in the hallway because it's real bright right there.
Yeah.
And no, Zach, they're not doing well. The people who own the team won't pay for talent, and that's what happens. And then your star player who still bangs gets hurt, and that's what happens.
I'm gonna
But
go let my cat out of the
yeah,
bag.
but Joey Votto still bangs, Zach. While you do that, I'm gonna turn this light out. That's better.
Ah,
There you are.
yeah. Speaking of D&D, I have a whole dice set right here, just just sitting there for no reason.
Uh huh. Well, we get dice sets every year for Christmas, and then I actually like NASCAR too.
Mm,
Girl from Ohio likes NASCAR. Hard to believe, but it's true. But I had to show Gage one video I found because they use the chart, the one with chaotic good, chaotic evil.
yeah.
They use to describe the 9 types of NASCAR drivers. That was hilarious.
Those charts are always funny.
Oh, I love them. I love them.
I think so. How would you classify yourself? I would classify myself as a chaotic neutral.
Uh huh.
Um,
Um, it's weird because I would say I'm either lawful neutral or chaotic good.
wow, those are two very different things.
I know, but it's like I can see both of them, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I love my new yarn bowl. I'm obsessed with it.
Well, I love it too. Now, what type of yarn are you using right now?
I'm using Caron Simply Soft.
Uh-huh. How do you like it?
I like it. I think it gets a bad rep for being splitty. I've bitched about this before, but I think a lot of people think it's like the splittiest yarn of all time. And to me, it usually behaves. Sometimes I get a skein that is really finicky, but
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of yarn that people love, like Pound of Love, that I hate
I do
using.
not like Pound of Love. Now, Simply Soft, it depends on what dye it is.
Oh,
The darker the color to me, the more I have problems with it splitting.
hmm,
If I use a color that's not dark, it doesn't split. I
interesting.
do not like Pound of Love. There's nothing wrong with Red Heart yarn, but I can't use it because it actually literally tears my hands up.
Yeah,
So I cannot use it. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just can't use it.
yeah. It's pretty tough on my hands as well. So I understand that.
And now for cotton, I either want Hobby Lobby or I want Dishy. And Hobby Lobby doesn't fade, it doesn't shrink, and it's reasonably priced. Dishy is the same, and in addition, Dishy does or comes with twice the amount of yarn as most other. The only one that comes close to it is Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby has, let's see, how many yards is this? I gotta open it up because it's folded right where I need to see it. It's 155 yards, 153 yards. Most of them are 109 yards, 110 yards. Dishy is twice that amount. So are you froze? Or am I froze? Okay. Well, she'll be back. They'll be back. I think their internet kicked them off. You still hear Zach?